We're about to head out to the mountains and taking Canon 6D. That's actually not for sure. I might take the 5D Classic. I've been using the 6D a lot. I've been itching to use the 5D Classic again. I actually might take that. I don't know. We'll see once we get out there what I ended up deciding. Just picked up this book from the convenience store. I had it shipped to me. I love the way they wrapped it. Just using nice thick paper and wrapping it like a little present for shipping. That's awesome. And this is what I will be reading in my downtime today. Awesome. We're at the property. We got Liam's little dirt bike fired up since that's going to warm up and he's going to ride around. But we're building a cabin here, waiting for the permit to finish so we can, well, the permit to pass through so we can actually finish the structure. We do gardening, like they're picking strawberries right there. We do other camping-like activities in that one over there. We got this set up for food prep. We make fires there, do some grilling, little swing. Ellie's father, he was in the Air Force here in Taiwan for over 20 years. He's retired from the Air Force, and he's got a bunch of military buddies who he's been friends with since he was a kid, basically. And they still keep in contact with to this day. They're all over Taiwan, but one of them lives close enough to Taichung that he was able to buy the property right next door to this one. So that's his property over there. You can see his permit already passed, so they've gotten further along on his cabin that he's building. But the whole valley going that way. It's just a beautiful place. It's the driveway that goes down to the property, but look at this. It's just a super tiny, narrow little mountain road. We're lucky it's even paved right here. Probably just because people started buying properties along here, but you go up a little bit of ways and there's no more paving. And everything just turns into this. But it is nice out here. I got the 6D right now, but I think I did bring the 5D. I can't help myself. The 5D currently has my 16 to 28 f2.8 on it, but I don't think I need anything that wide, so I might just swap it out for the 40 millimeters on the 6D. That might be a good setup for walking in these woods. Got Moma keeping me company. She is a Taiwanese mountain dog. You should look up the breed. They are a lot of good characteristics, including being very intelligent, very loyal. And she seems to fulfill that description on a daily basis. Even now, she never gets too far from me. She's always checking back on me, always making sure I'm all right. Anytime a random monkey or other animal is a little too close in the woods, she stands off, makes sure it's not going to get too close. She's a good girl. There's no wind right now, so you can't hear it, but one of the things I love about going through the woods is this. This is all bamboo, just wild bamboo. Who knows how many hundreds of thousands of individual bamboo shoots reaching all the way up to the sky, just off the sides of the road here, this little mountain road. Not only is it pretty, but anytime there's a light breeze, not only do you have the smell of nature, the sound of the animals, monkeys run through here, you have the sunshine that peeks through the leaves, all the typical beauty you'd expect, but with a light wind, the bamboo sways and they start tapping and knocking against each other, and it sounds like bamboo wind chimes, like natural grounded bamboo wind chimes. It fills the whole area with this very relaxing, almost ethereal sound. really sets the mood for doing these walks and taking photos and stuff and just kind of appreciating where you're at. These guys are harvesting some of the bamboo from the hillside here. It looks cleared out right now, but you'd be amazed at just how quickly this stuff grows back and the whole area will be filled in again. Yeah, some smaller shoots off to the side. You can see they made a little fire for their tea. Some of the longer pieces here. I also love these retainer walls. They get this this moss that grows on them, but the moss itself comes in so many different colors and shades. I don't know how well it comes through on video, but it's amazing, especially when you get up close and you really look at it for a while and your eyes adjust. There are so many different shades of red and orange and yellow and green. Which of course is then highlighted even more, or seems to change even more depending on how much sunlight there is, depending on if a certain area is in the light or it's in the shadow, depending on if it's dry or if it's damp. And because there seems to, along an entire wall, along an entire road, there seems to be such a variety in areas that are dry and damp and in the light and in the shadow, it creates this very long, intricate pattern of very interesting visuals. When I was on that walk earlier, I had this slung over my shoulder. I got my 6D with the 16 to 28 mounted on it in this bag, along with an extra SIM card and an extra SD card and a few extra batteries, just in case. And sure enough, when I'm enjoying the environment and I'm walking and I'm in the moment, the only thing I end up using is the 5D because it's what's in my hand. I don't want to mess with thinking about which camera. I don't want to have to mess with pulling the bag around and unzipping it and getting the 6D out and turning it on and trying to figure out where I want to be between 16 and 28 and what should my aperture be and this and that. And I mean, it's good to have it, generally speaking, because it gives you options, right? There's sometimes when the 60 might be better for the job, and there's sometimes when the 16 to 28 is the right lens to have. But this really kind of goes back to, I guess, my style of photography and just how I feel with cameras. I can use any camera and I can use any lens. You make do with what you have, but I've never understood these guys who walk around, even if it was for street photography or for anything else, they walk around with this giant backpack on, this backpack resembling camera bag. It's got 3 or 4 different bodies and 10 different lenses and filters and batteries and SD cards and flashes and just so many different things. I mean, again, it's cool to have it, and theoretically it all does serve a purpose, but I stopped taking a bunch of gear with me unless I'm doing a paid shoot. I'll preface that. If I'm doing a paid shoot where someone is asking me to photograph their wedding, which does happen from time to time, or their school event or something, I'm going to take a few different things with me so I can make sure that I get the shots that they might want. If there's a time when I need my telephoto lens, I'll make sure it's with me. But for personal enjoyment, just documenting, life and what I see, I've never felt like carrying extra weight on my shoulder or on my back and having to choose which lens, which camera, which whatever. I never felt like that was a net positive. It always felt like it just slowed me down and took me out of the moment. Just one camera, one lens, go out and see what happens.